and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe with flag videos like this.
Look at this. Somebody explain to me what the heck is going on here. I'm holding the camera perfectly still. Look at the other signs. There's no vibration down here. Look at this thing. I mean, it's going crazy. Somebody explain what the heck is going on here.
I was taken by beings who self-identified as Saurian. Their ancestry came from something what we would describe as reptiles. I think that they had an interest in my development. If there's any kind of intervention physically, it would have occurred in the story I told about being a young child and being taken to that Victorian house and being medically examined. And so the hybridization is not necessarily changing our appearance, but more like expanding our consciousness and expanding human potential to be all that we can be. And the agencies are CIA in particular. And I believe that they are looking at human origins through the examination of alien DNA and the discovery that some of that alien DNA is inhuman, that they want to know the origin of that, and that certain humans seem to have enhanced DNA. And we know that certain families have this enhanced DNA, not just regular human DNA, but enhanced DNA. How far back does it go?
So have you heard about the guy in Florida that says he was kidnapped by dolphins? That shit bananas. However, there's more info. Ricky James Hollowell of Cape Coral was found on the Sanibel Causeway at like 5:30 in the morning, drawing blueprints in the sand, disoriented, sunburned, and all that. When questioned by authorities, he said he had been kidnapped by dolphins. He was swimming around. There were dolphins around. They kind of swam around him, took him underwater. Gerald was the lead one. He had him help build this like whole city. It's Florida. Everybody thought this guy was on drugs or drunk or something. He was released from the hospital. Get this. First off, he has a degree from MIT. He worked a decade at Lockheed Martin. Interesting. He specialized in advanced composite materials and submersible vehicles designs for deep sea exploration. So maybe he knew what he was doing, but it gets friggin' crazier. A routine x-ray and fluid analysis revealed trace amounts of Gulf seawater in his lungs, specifically saline levels matching samples from 30 to 50 feet offshore with microscopic marine particles like diatoms and plankton residue. The attending pulmonologist stated in a summary, this isn't consistent with a brief drowning or aspiration from swimming. It's as if his respiratory system was exposed to seawater for an extended period, yet without the expected inflammation or damage. We're consulting marine biologists for further insight, but it's puzzling. When I first saw this, because I live right near Sanibel Island, this is right in my backyard, I was like, okay, I am on X all the time. I bet I can find somebody to help me see if anything this guy says is true or whatever. And then I read all this, and I'm like, what the is going on? Like, can we get that LiDAR stuff or whatever where you can go? Because apparently, his blueprints in the sand were detailed enough to be concerning. It had appeared to be condos, a town square, and a rec center. I don't even know what to say. It's 2026. He did announce he's been tapped to head a new satellite office for an undisclosed aerospace firm in Fort Myers. So, maybe this is just like some advertising. I mean, you have all the CEOs of burger companies that are now eating their hamburgers. So maybe this is to get everybody's interest in whatever this new company is in Fort Myers. But what say you? It's 2026. Do I really believe that this guy was kidnapped by dolphins, helped build a city for the dolphins underneath the Gulf?
What the fuck happened to Oprah? Black don't crack. Oprah seen out and she swagging it out. I'm not gonna lie, she look good. Nah, look at this. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Oprah, milfy, gilfy. I don't know. You looking good. I ain't gonna lie. Once again, her appearance changed again, y'all. Pictures before, she look a little older. 2026, she looking younger. Is that her?
Everybody gets a car! You get a car! You get a car! You get a car! You get a car!
I mean, she moving like a little youngie out here. Is it the zippers or is it the baby makeup?
This is one of Oprah's favorites. She says it's a miracle fountain of youth and her magic wrinkle cure. So I'm gonna put a little on your hand.
Do that, Oprah.
Yeah, Oprah did it. All right, so here, we're gonna rub it right in.
How come it's red?
I'll show you in a sec, Steve. So this is made from growth hormones of human
Look,
foreskin.
the wrinkles has just disappeared.
It's made from human foreskin. I'm sorry, Steve.
You done sat up here and squirted somebody's private parts in my damn hair. You tell Oprah this what's on her face?
She knows.
She knows.
There were a couple protesters about it because they are cells from baby foreskin.
Oh, baby foreskin.
That makes it better.
Yeah, that's different. I thought it was some grown ass man. Ain't that something? So do y'all think it's the Ozempic workout or is the baby makeup?
Trying to be discreet, but I can't.
Stand up, let's go. Stand up. Everybody heads down. Stand up. Stay down. Stand up. Everybody just stay down, okay? It's okay, breathe.
Remember, when we all stick together, nothing is impossible.
All right, y'all. So what is going on over here? Like, what the hell is going on over here? I just want to know. I don't know the location. I don't know the date. I think this currently happened. I'm going to look into it, see what I can find. But you see that? What is it dropping? Is that people? Is that aliens is dropping? I mean, I don't get it. What do y'all think is going on here?
A lot of y'all don't even see what's going on. Beyonce mama is in Houston selling gumbo. I wouldn't eat nothing from that lady. I wouldn't drink a cup of water from that lady. A lot of y'all are lining up because y'all are so blind. Y'all don't have the eyes to see, and y'all idolize Beyonce so much that y'all like, oh, that's her mama. I ate some gumbo from Beyonce mama. I had some gumbo by Beyonce mama. You don't know what that lady doing to that gumbo. Those who have the eyes to see right through these people. You can see the demons in these people if you really have the eyes to see. Y'all don't see it. Y'all got friends that be around y'all that don't like y'all and y'all can't see it. But I see right through this lady.
I can taste. That is good. You need this more often. You need this for your soul. You need this for your soul.
Your soul is at stake. Is your soul worth a cup of gumbo? It's that serious. Is your soul worth a cup of gumbo? People don't see what's going on right now. Out of all the times she pop up now, this is the first year she ever did this. Why now? If your gumbo is so good, why not open up? You got the money. Why not open up a restaurant and sell your gumbo? Y'all are lining up to eat her gumbo. Don't know what that lady didn't put in that gumbo. A lot of y'all don't even have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Y'all think this is a game, bro. Y'all believe in everything, but y'all don't think spiritual warfare is real. Y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta wake up, bro. Out of all the time and everything that's going on right now, she picked now to pop out and pop up shop selling gumbo. With everything that's going on, you could have been did this. But why this year do she choose to do this? They know what they're doing and they know their time is up. So they gotta try to deceive as many as they can, make as much money as they can, perform sorcery on as many as they can. That lady is wicked, bro. Y'all think Beyonce is wicked. Her mother is much, much worse. And y'all all in her face, blind leading the blind. Hey, don't be deceived. I love y'all. God bless y'all. All glory to God. And y'all already know, Jesus Christ is Lord.
So me and my buddy Carson just got here, and I was like, oh, look, a footprint. Wait. What the f made these? Carson, would you lay right next to the prints and show them? So how tall are you?
I'm about 5'6".
5'6"?
Yeah.
So just put your foot at... Look at this shit. So that is literally the length of your leg and the stride. So yeah, you're looking at a 6.5 foot stride.
Yeah, that's huge.
Coming right out of the woodline.
That's huge.
A person one time
and it's on,
and your money start being funny, you start feeling negative, you're not just taking on the energy of the soul that you're laying next to, you're also taking on the lifetimes of that soul. The soul came in here in its infinite state, traveling into a finite state. You're sleeping with all of that. It will come in onto you, no pun intended, right?
So that's like the mounting you were talking.
That's the mounting, being mounted by a spirit. And people think that, okay, well, when I leave this person's house, I'm no longer mounted by that spirit. Lies.
Bro, I just bought a burger from McDonald's. The f***ing big arch. Bro, what the f***? Bro, why my meat is still pink? I'm straight.
So this is one of the weirdest books that I've ever found thrift shopping. It's called King of the Jews, a novel by Leslie Epstein. And you're like, oh, well, whatever. Like, it's Epstein. Ah! It's Leslie Epstein. You can read some of this if you want. This is the synopsis. And it's about a person named I.C. Trumpelman, who used his power to set up an authoritarian regime in the ghetto. His picture appeared on money and stamps. His word was law. Alternative con man, charismatic leader. Like, I feel like it's like, no, I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Leslie Epstein. And like, they have like fake.
Необычный, смотрите, какой. Он необычайный. Что там за кокоточечки? Ой.
Looks like she was rage baiting him for years.
Here's something most people don't notice. So we got this character, Kalani, right? I guess she's this well-known R&B singer. I've heard her music buzzing on the internet these past few months, but recently I seen someone post about her new music video for her song Out the Window. So here's just a short clip of pretty much what's going on during the whole video. If you haven't gotten a chance, just go ahead and watch it yourself. So I guess they hand-selected a few kids from an elementary school to be in this video, but my initial question was, what in the hell does this song have to do with these little kids? Even when I went to do a simple search of the theme of the song, it says Kalani's Out the Window centers on themes of remorse, accountability, and the desperate desires to salvage a relationship after her own reckless actions caused a breakup. None of this is anything that kids at this age should know anything about. This is called grooming and conditioning, so they can normalize stuff like relationship with kids and teens within society. Even aside from that, there are patterns and symbols within the video that can't be ignored, like Kalani casually flashing the mano cornudo, the devil horns, in the start of the video. The specific light blue and light pink some of the kids are wearing which is connected to symbology of man or woman with boy or girl relations. What about the checkered pattern they love to show, representing Freemasonry and duality, good and evil? So whenever you see the Freemasonry involved, you know there is a 33 somewhere to be connected. And of course, the kids that they got in this video are from PS 33. It never fails. The 33 representing the highest degree of Freemasonry, the Kundalini energy, the 33 vertebrae in the human spine. Jesus Christ allegedly was 33 when he died. Even when you look at the producers and directors of this video, you see they have a theme of going around the schools targeting impressionable young kids to put in their video. The way they have some of these 8 to 10-year-olds dress seem like they're making content for like certain sick individuals, if you know what I mean. But back to Kalani, since she's the propagator of this behavior. Some of you might remember back in 2016, allegedly, Kalani was 21 years old, messing with the 15-year-old Nevaeh Jolie, who was another R&B artist who signed to Def Jam. Y'all don't think that's very much in line with this whole grooming theme? Or what about more recently, when the father of her child filed for custody because of him being scared for his kid's safety, because of her being in a quote-unquote cult called Regal de Ocha, also known as Santeria. And Kalani has admitted to being a practitioner of Santeria, where they allegedly take part in animal sacrificing to pagan gods, dark magic, and many other rituals. Do I even need to show the symbolism? Because it's all there. Like this one-eye symbolism you see here, on this magazine cover again, doing the one-eye symbolism, representing that one world order. Even in her hometown, Oakland, California, she has a mural of her with the checkerboard floor. We literally live in the United States of amnesia. These false idols will drop a fire track and people will forget it, then it gets brushed right under the rug. You may choose to ignore it, but these characters will continue to show the signs, patterns, symbols of who they are connected to and worship. And that right there is not by accident.
In Chicago, there is a skyscraper. They're bringing children into the building through the elevator, and the security uses a key to get them to the underground tunnels. Someone needs to find this. This has come up 2 or 3 times now, and I know from my work, if it keeps coming up, no one's found it yet. So I'm going to put it here in hopes that someone can find this, because it looked real bad.
I've heard some hotels have underground networks.
Yes, the Hiltons. It did come out specifically through the remote viewing that they are involved in human trafficking. They're already in lawsuits with it.
So y'all niggas can't tell me, right? The Will Smith shit was this shit was already in store to happen. Like, this is like 1999 right here. You feel what I'm saying? 2000. Look what happened though. He acting like Chris Rock. Watch what happened to him at the end of this bitch.
Prometheus runs so much deeper than anyone can possibly imagine. So the engineers come from the sky. They seed life on Earth and then return. And then at some point, they decide that humanity needs to be erased. Now, before I continue, I highly recommend you to read the Book of Enoch and come right back to this video. You just finished the Book of Enoch. Good. Proud of you. So in the book, as you all should have just read, a group called the Watchers descend to Earth. And in Mesopotamia myth, they're linked to what they called the Anunnaki. What's up, Joe Rogan? Sky gods who interact with humanity. The Watchers do 3 things. They descend, they give forbidden knowledge, and they corrupt creation. They teach humans metallurgy, warfare, cosmetics, magic, knowledge before humanity is spiritually ready. Sound familiar? In Prometheus, the engineers give us DNA. They give us the spark of life. But they also create this black liquid that this dude's about to drink. It's a substance that mutates, destroys, and creates monsters. Creation and corruption come from the same source. In Enoch, the Watchers create the Nephilim, hybrid giants born from heaven and earth. These beings destabilize the world, and judgment follows. And in Prometheus, human contact with the engineered DNA creates the Deacon, a hybrid proto-xenomorph lineage. Again, heaven and humanity equals destabilized creation. The key idea my fellow viewers, is this. They're not gods. They're powerful beings inside the whole of creation, just like the Watchers in the Book of Enoch. They descend, they interfere, and they leave chaos behind. This, Prometheus, is one of the oldest stories in the book. Angels who were never supposed to come down and start something new. What is your favorite line in Prometheus? Drop your comments down below. And don't forget to follow, like, share, and favorite for more deep dives into the Watchers from Prometheus created all of us.
Did he try to kill his boss?
So O.J. Simpson's fake trial. O.J. Simpson did a movie called Naked Gun 33 1/3. O.J. Simpson, how much money did he lose in the civil trial? And by the way, the trial was fake. The killings were fake. O.J. Simpson robbed some guy in Las Vegas to get his memorabilia back. It's all fake. It's all like I showed the guy as a shapeshifter. The guy that was his friend, right? Look how long he got sentenced for.
Simpson. Reduction 33.
The one that he stabbed, the waiter, Ron Goldman. What numbers do you see first?
33.
The sister's name was Kim Goldman. Kim, just do Kim. There you go.
33.
Analysis shows that these metal implants contain both osmium, which is one of the rarest elements on Earth, and cadmium. And these medical implants are fused into their living tissue, which means that these implants were placed on their body while the host was still alive. Either these mummies belong to a real, unknown, non-human species that lived alongside ancient Peruvians, or they are imitations. And if they are human-made bodies built to resemble beings that Peruvians 1800 years ago believed in, what was the original presence that they were trying to imitate?
Scientists just discovered that 26-foot-tall towers that covered Earth 400 million years ago weren't plants, fungus, or animals. They were a completely unknown form of life. This is obviously insane. 407 million years ago, before trees even existed, the tallest things on land were actually these massive 26-foot pillars that look like smooth trunks. Scientists have actually been arguing about what they were since 1843, and some of them have said that it was giant fungus or ancient plants, but nobody's been able to figure it out. Until now. They were able to take a perfectly preserved fossil from 407 million years ago from a rock formation, they hit it with infrared light, they built 3D constructions of the insides, and then they ran it through AI to match its chemical fingerprint against every known living thing on Earth. And guess what? It matched nothing. And this is where it gets so weird, because they say that the inside of this thing had 3 completely different types of tubes woven together in patterns that don't exist in any known fungus, plant, or animal alive or extinct. The researchers on this entire project right now literally just straight up said that it belongs to an entirely extinct branch of complex life, not a different species, a different branch. We have been on this planet for 300,000 years and we are still finding life that we didn't even know existed. And you wonder why I don't sleep at night.
Lab-grown chocolate is coming to shelves in 2027. Oreo, Cadbury, and Toblerone are already funding the Israeli biotech producing it because a lab is cheaper than a farm.
Cadbury has been quietly replacing your chocolate every single year. This dairy milk isn't legal chocolate in 27 countries. The cocoa butter was replaced with vegetable fat, a cheap blend of 6 industrial oils. What remains is diluted with polyglycerol, then flavored with petroleum vanilla to mask the waxy taste. Soon, even that gets replaced. You'll be eating cells grown in a pharmaceutical tank. Exposure flagged lead and cadmium traces with an ultra-processing warning. Check my profile to download the app.
Over a decade ago, researchers at MIT turned Wi-Fi into a camera that can see through walls and see through your body. The technology is called RUView. It listens to the room itself. Wi-Fi fills the air inside your home like an invisible fog. The radio signals hit your body and come back warped by your posture, your breathing, and even the tiny tremor of your heartbeat. RUView reads that distortion and rebuilds you. This technology was originally pitched as a safety device for elderly people to detect falls. Now the tech is fine-tuned enough to read multiple biometrics of your body, including your perspiration, your rate of arousal, and very soon your brain waves. The scary part is anyone can afford this technology. The hardware requires 4 ESP32 nodes, $48 total. The model is 55 kilobytes. Pretty inexpensive for total and complete biometric surveillance.
She used to walk through walls. She used to do quantum tunneling easily. You can read about Deepa Ma. She is a very recent phenomena. She just died recently. This is the way you can actually acquire all the siddhis, all the supernatural power. You don't have to, but these siddhis actually flow in a stable mind because our subconscious has a lot of superpowers that we are not aware of, but it is inherent in us. That starts to come up. So clairvoyance and, all these quantum tunneling elements, transmuting the elements, all these become natural to you.
You have to sacrifice loved ones. You have to sacrifice loved ones for a long period of time if you want to be great. It is very unfortunate, and you feel it at times. You know the saying: if it's too hot, get the hell out of the kitchen. Sometimes you just gotta get out of the kitchen because it gets hot. Sacrifice loved ones for a long period of time if you want to be great.
This man saw a lizard at the store. Check it out.
We went to Tractor Supply and we got some snake stopper. And we came back to the house. Our yards are connected. Some around my house. He put some around his house. And then we just kind of have to talk together, for real. Me being clumsy, talking, I accidentally got some of that on us. So you ain't got time to go back in the house to take a shower. We got to go back and get some more stuff. So we went back, got some more stuff, got in line. And it was my neighbor, me, and this mixed looking guy behind me. He kept sneezing. And his sneeze didn't sound like, it was like that. He kept on. And so my neighbor was like, man, yo, something weird going on with that guy behind. He sneezed again, and I turned around, like, this part of his face, coming from his nose across this way, turned scaly. His eye had a slit, but the slit wasn't up and down, it slit sideways. The cashier see that, she runs to the back. We get our stuff, we go out. He eventually, I don't know if he paid for it or what happened, he came on outside. He was like, yo, fellas, please don't tell anybody about this. I'm just like y'all, man. I'm just trying to live here. I'm just trying to make a living like you. And I'm like, yo, we didn't see.
Oh my hell. When you almost light your trailer on fire. When you almost light your on fire. No, it's not! Holy sh! No, it's not! No, it's not! What?
Good thing she was there to scream.
I'm guessing you've all seen the videos about how our timelines are messed up. Like how it doesn't make sense in my brain that Oxford University is older than the Aztec Empire. But there's so many more of these weird history overlaps that I want to share with you today. And you already know that if you love the dark and spooky, you'll love the podcast. This one really got me, but Ruby Bridges, the first Black child to attend an all-white school, is still alive. And she's not even 70 years old yet. John Tyler, the 10th president of the United States, had a grandson that died in 2020. Charlie Chaplin and Ludacris, alive at the same time. Harriet Tubman was born in Thomas Jefferson's lifetime and died in Ronald Reagan's lifetime. This one is absolutely the craziest to me, but Betty White was born 7 years before Anne Frank. And T-Rexes were around closer to humans than to Stegosauruses. Basically, they were around closer to iPhones than to other dinosaurs. And last but not least, Helen Keller died the year Tony Hawk was born.
Have a list of all of the churches that they are targeting with this digital geofencing, meaning they put down a digital fence in their application around the church building, and any device, any cell phone that goes inside that geofence, they track that phone, and they track your data, and they track your movement and your activity. If you go to any of these churches, Scottsdale Bible Church, North Phoenix Baptist Church, Northwest Community Church, Palm Valley Community Church, Palmcroft Baptist Church, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. We will create a mobile museum to display at churches, Christian colleges, and Christian events. We will target and distribute pro-Israel information online and through targeted geofencing and digital online tools. We will have teams of people reaching out to churches and pastors and possibly even Christian social media influencers. Some of this is still undecided and fluid, but these are the outlets we have planned and proposed.
Is that where they are? See if I can get run over. Look at that. There's actually people back there. Where do you see it? Oh, right there.
The dark parts.
Right there. Look. Okay, look. There's a squirrel. No, that's not a squirrel. That's a. Oh my God. Oh, we got everybody stuck. Look at that. Is that an alien? That looks like an alien.
Standard issue alien.
Standard. A Sasquatch? Jeez, there's everything here. Elk. And then, unbelievable.
Be completely clear. As long as I am Attorney General of the state of Arizona, no woman or doctor will be prosecuted under this draconian law.
Draconian?
It's going to criminalize doctors for doing their jobs. And it's going to have a devastating effect on the health and freedom of women in Arizona.
2024, they talking about the draconian law on the news.
That's why they're removing copper pennies. Because every time you hold a copper penny, the healing frequencies and charge of the copper is transferred to your electric body. Which is why in the 1800s, everybody could be seen wearing copper jewelry. Because they knew that the unique frequencies of the copper was able to positively interfere with their biofield. But also, if you take a copper penny or a piece of copper and you place it in water, the copper will not only purify the water to a level that no other material can match, but the copper will also create electrically conductive water. And so if you were to then drink the water that the copper is rested in, it would instantaneously heal that individual. And this is another reason why if you look back into the 1800s, you will see every water fountain was made from copper. They would have thousands of these fountains all over the world, which people could then drink from freely, because they knew that the copper was not only purifying the water and keeping the water clean, but the conductivity of the copper was actually interfering with the water, creating some of the most powerful water one can drink. So if you've ever wondered why they tell you not to drink from copper, it's because they found something out about copper they don't want you to know about.
In this timeline, people remember details about the stoplight that doesn't exist. Red has always been on the top, but here's proof of the old timeline that collided with this one. In my timeline, green was always on the top.
Do you believe the Antichrist is going to be AI generated?
Yes, it is AI. It's literally AI. That's what the Orthodox tradition teaches, right? The Russians believe this, where it is actually Western civilization that's the Antichrist. And what's the end point of Western civilization? The AI surveillance state.
No cap, this cat is from the streets.
The body of Jesus is under the Vatican. The body of Jesus' wife is under the Vatican. The body of his kids and his brothers is under the Vatican. A lot of people don't know that Jesus had 2 brothers and a wife and multiple kids because they killed the bloodline. They don't want you to know that, you know? So they got a lot of that type of stuff hidden under the Vatican. They also got CERN portals under the Vatican that opens up portals to back home to their planet. Where they come from. When I say they, I mean human beings and Zeus and the Fallen. They come from a planet called Earth, which is located in the 6th universe. The Vatican holds a lot of ancient secrets, and even where its placement is on the planet energetically, you know what I'm saying? Where the Vatican is at, you get what I'm saying? That used to be one of the most powerful energetic points on the planet that we use to open up stargates and portals and stuff like that too. So what they did was a lot of these places that you see around us. Well, like where downtowns in every city is located, when you see churches, when you see important monuments, they built all this stuff over very important energetic points that are important to us. They do that to stop us from accessing it with our feet or with our body. When we walk on the ground, we're not supposed to wear shoes or socks.
This type of viral is also a characteristic of certain types of hybrids that sometimes related to the secret government.
Governo oculto, que não é o governo oficial que a gente conhece. É governo de alienígenas. E isso não se faz impunemente. É necessário a cooptação de diversas esferas de poder.
Imagine cubes floating in space. Right, so you've got these 3-dimensional things transiting through a 2-dimensional environment. And as they're transitioning through, they don't realize that they're cubes, right? It doesn't understand its true self. All it's aware of is the shape that it makes as it transits through that plane. But if you square up, then you can get close to the shape that you truly are, which is a square. All these other cubes up here that already made it are like looking down. And they're like, wow, those guys are all jacked up. So let's try and help them out a little bit. And maybe it's the case that one of those cubes that already made it is looking down, feels really bad for us, and is trying to get us to fucking understand the geometry of all this shit. So that cube comes down, intersects with this lower dimensional plane, and begins unfurling itself into its lower dimensional form, which is 6 squares in the shape of a cross.
How many years?
8, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. This is 33 years. That's my entire life right there.
Let's say you had the ashes or the body of an alien, and you had a part of their DNA, right? So the Ankh would hold in the middle the plasma, which is the 4th state of matter, which is energy. It would hold their plasma from their energy from their body was released after they died. So they would use this and they would put it up to the pharaoh's or the queen's nose. And like, there would be like an electric jolt to push that being's plasma up into that person's nose and their brain and their breath and their lungs and stuff. because merging those consciousness would help continue the information and the knowledge and stuff like that. If you ever look on the ancient Egyptian photographs, you always see them putting the ankh up to the nose. The nose is known as the seat of the gods in Egypt. And that's why the pyramid is shaped like the nose, like this. Because in the pyramid, you have the water below, you have the tunnels that go up, and then you have this right here, like the gold cap or the pineal gland. And then your, when you die, your soul, it takes a couple of days after I do the mummification process, shoots up, out, and up through this pyramid. Now, the pyramid was built the same way as a nose. Water underneath, this is your mouth, moisture, the tunnel and all that kind of stuff, nasal, brain, the king's chamber right here, and then up. Okay, so it's like, that's what the ankh means, but no one knows that. They just tell you, oh, that means the womb.
No way that McDonald's would put that up.
Oh, free meal? I was just here to claim like the free meal deal. Yeah, the one on the poster. There's a poster in the front for it. Bot hit this full screen on Steak Mines. Come on. Damn it, bro. Hey, I was trying to claim the free meal deal.
The free meal deal? Did you put up that poster? Okay, look at the poster.
Who put that up? Where did that come from? Somebody came and put that on that door.
Yeah,
that wasn't there this morning. And yeah, that's not us. Let me send that to Lenny and show him if somebody is
Hold
going
on,
around.
let me get a picture of receipt.
Yeah, that's not here. Even look what they have.
You put that up?
Nah, that's not mine, man.
What the f is Lenny gonna do?
Look how they walking around them, auctioning them off like cattle, laughing, smiling, taking pictures while standing on the heads of gods. These are not decorations. These were your ancestors, your titans, your priest kings, carved into the mountains, buried in the damn canyon. They told you it's just erosion, just sand and wind? No, this here was a city, a temple, a civilization so old and so powerful they had to bury it to control the timeline. The Grand Canyon, that is not a natural crack in the earth. That's the skeleton of a damn empire. Cities carved into walls, domes blasted off, temples renamed Zoroaster and Isis temple-like mythology. No, this was America's Jerusalem, Atlantis, Amexem. They bombed it with water, with fire, reset it, and built fake trails for tourists while setting up surveillance on the real entrances, so they could sit on our thrones. And don't miss this part, Shiva, Buddha, Hanuman, Isis, Horus, all them so-called foreign gods. Why you think their temples and names show up here in America? Because the old world was here. The spiritual capital was here. They just moved the story overseas and left the ruins buried under dirt and lies. Look at these mountains. Look at these faces. These ain't rocks. These are titans. These are ancestors. These are power stations of a black global civilization they tried to erase. Now zoom in on this one. See the face in the stone? That is not pareidolia. That's a giant, a titan. The mountain is the man. Y'all keep looking for your royalty in a museum, in a book, in Egypt. But the throne was always here. They terrified, not just of us talking, not just of us remembering, but of one of us stepping foot back on one of these sites. Because they know what we made them out of. They know our energy is living technology. They know our blood holds keys. And they can't know the moment one of us touches the right rock, the whole thing will power back on. Just like in Atlantis, Shorty touched the stone, and it wasn't no rock, it was a whole ship. That's what them Grand Canyon temples really are. Power stations, gateways, receivers, portals. You think this just art? No, this was spiritual technology. These heads weren't just statues, they were conduits, energy nodes, Atlantean power centers. They built them in alignment with stars, with the Earth's grid. You're not just looking at stone, you're looking at a motherboard of the planet. And now, look around. Look at who's not allowed in these spaces. Black folks, indigenous, the same bloodline they tried to wipe out. Ain't that ironic? Ain't that biblical? This is a resurrection story, not a fairy tale. The soil remembers, the stone remembers, and these titans, they waiting on you to remember too. Why you think they named them Temple of Shiva, Temple of Isis, Temple of Horus, Zoroaster, Osiris, Ra, and then told you it's just rock formations? They hoping you never go there. They hoping you never activate it, because they know that land ain't dormant, it's sleeping. And when we show up, it wakes up. That's why they erased our names. That's why they made us forget. That's why they renamed the land, the rivers, the mountains. Because we, the batteries that make the system reboot. This ain't no conspiracy. This is cosmic court in session. This is memory in motion. This is prophecy walking. You buried the truth in the canyon, but guess what? We coming, we touching that stone, and it's gonna open.
What I'm going to tell you today is that next month we're going into human clinical trials to test for the first time in history whether we can reverse the aging process and cure diseases. We can tackle aging because we now believe we understand why we age. And it's not wear and tear. It's not that we just wear out like a car. Our bodies are not like cars. Our bodies are more like computers that can be programmed and reprogrammed and rebooted to be young again. We are like computers, not machines. One analogy, and hopefully you all remember what a compact disc is. We think aging is like scratches on a CD. The DNA is the music, so we get beautiful music when we're young, but when we get old, we cannot read the beautiful music. Our cells do not read the DNA correctly. So the cells, they become lost. They become confused, and our old cells do not make the right proteins, and they get diseases. This, we believe, is aging. But what's amazing is we found that you can polish the CD. You can get rid of the scratches and rejuvenate cells so they're young again. And to put it another way, you can reinstall the software of the body so that it's young again. We can quite literally, in my lab, reverse the age of cells and of very complex organs and tissues, including the eye, the most complex, and the brain. We can reverse aging by 75% in 6 weeks. We actually were able to show that using this method, we could cure blindness in animals for the first time. We could cure blindness. And the world reported just last week that the US FDA regulatory body cleared the way for the first age reversal human trial. It's a big deal. The FDA is very supportive. And we will know this year, maybe in the next few months, if age reversal works.
Cliff High was saying that the aliens started the circumcision so that humans wouldn't take their ships. Apparently, men without foreskin can't fly spacecraft. That explains a lot. Wait, the aliens started circumcising people so that the humans wouldn't take their ships. Were we stealing spaceships at a time? These fucking humans. This is the third spacecraft jacking this month. It's got to stop, said the manager alien. Well, we can cut off their foreskin. What is that going to do? I don't know. But we can try. We've got to try something. We keep losing spacecraft.
And that's why it's a cockpit. And that's a wrap for today, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.